I spent hours glued to my Xbox, junk food in hand, and one simple tweak made me quit instantly, and it taught me something crucial about breaking bad habits. So for context, back in around 2010 I was 15 years old, and like many teenagers in South London, I enjoyed very much playing video games. Now, I was born in the 90s but raised in the 2000s. I had, the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2, various versions of the Game Boy, but by the time I hit secondary school, the Xbox 360 was in, and it was a big deal because a lot of my friends were playing Xbox as well, Gears of War 2, various versions of FIFA, different types of shooting games, and truth be told, I was hooked. But here's the thing, I was really hooked. Every spare moment, regardless of whether it was weekends, friends coming over, holidays like Christmas and Easter, and every spare moment, again, it was just spent hunched over in front of the console. But not only was my posture suffering, there was something else that was suffering, and it was my time. And to make matters worse, I wasn't just gaming, I was snacking non-stop on junk food, sandwiches with Nutella in, donuts, Capri Suns, all generously supplied by my grandma, and you know how grandparents are. So my health and my well-being were taking a major hit, but I just kept playing. Sure, you could argue that, spending time gaming with friends isn't wasting your time and it can be like a nice way to bond, but looking back, I knew for a fact that my time could be better spent elsewhere. Whether it was learning something new, getting outside more, or just focusing on self-development, I had that awareness even as a teenager. And my dad as well, he once told me, I remember this when I was a teen, he said, you spend so much time on the console, but once you turn it off, you're back in the real world with nothing to show for it. And at the time I didn't respond, but that hit quite hard. And then one day, something just clicked. So after another mindless FIFA 12 session, probably taking some Division 4 team in England to the Champions League final, and maybe finishing another box of donuts, I remember thinking, you know what, enough is enough. So I switched off the console, unplugged everything, packed it in a bag, took it up to my room upstairs, and then put it in the highest shelf in a cupboard. But here's the interesting part. I didn't ban myself from playing it completely. If I still wanted to, I could take everything back out and play it again. But now to play it required much more effort, not just a simple click of a button. And that minor tweak made all the difference, because overnight my gaming habit faded completely. I went from gaming hours daily to not touching the console for about 5 years. So what was it that changed? Well, looking back, I realized that as a 15-year-old, I did something that James Clear describes in his book, Atomic Habits, which I was recently rereading, and I was like, oh my God, I did exactly that. He talks about a principle called make it invisible. So the idea is simple. If you remove or reduce exposure to a habit that you want to eliminate or reduce, then you're a lot more likely to be able to stop the habit, because the visual trigger is no longer there. And in this instance, the Xbox was my visual trigger, and by putting it away out of sight, that trigger to spend hours gaming daily was gone. So I didn't ban it, I just created a little bit more friction, and that made all the difference. And you can apply this to your health and fitness journey, where let's say you want to lose weight, but every time you're in the kitchen, you open a cupboard and you just see a packet of chocolates or biscuits staring right back at you. What happens? You give in and you want to eat it. But now if you eliminate the cue, such as by removing the biscuits or the chocolate out of sight or putting it elsewhere where it's not easily accessible, you've removed the trigger or the cue, the reminder to want to indulge in them, and then the craving that you often have when you open the cupboard and see it first thing, it vanishes. So you've made the bad habit invisible. Now on the flip side, James Clear speaks about another principle called make it obvious. And the idea behind this one is similar as well, but it's just the opposite. So if you want to increase the likelihood of you being consistent with good habits, then what you need to do is keep them exposed, keep them out in front of you, have them there readily available as your reminder to be consistent with them. So let's say you want to work out more often, then what you need to do is keep your workout clothes just there right in front of you, available. Make it easy to grab and go, or have your dumbbells at home right next to the television as that visual reminder. So when you make the habit obvious, you're more likely to be consistent with it. And I just think this whole talking point right now can be really applicable to you, because if you're struggling right now in your fitness journey, then it could really well be your environment that's holding you back. So again, you really need to make those healthy habits front and center. Like I said, maybe you're trying to lose weight right now, but your kitchen is stocked with junk food and it's all you see when you walk in, and your gym clothes are buried right at the bottom of your closet. So if you want to start seeing progress with your health and fitness, you really need to start thinking about how you can shape your environment to help be in line with your goals. So what I want you to do right now is, take a look around you, or maybe when you get home, and see if you feel like your environment is working with you or against you. Which simple adjustments in your environment can you make for you to be more consistent or be more likely to be successful in achieving your health and fitness goals? And this is something I'll sometimes discuss with my one-to-one online fitness members as well, because it's all well and good me being there for them and guiding them through their health and fitness journey, fat loss journey, whatever their goal might be. But if their environment is actively working against them every day, then everything is going to be more challenging. So this is something I think is, and by something I mean your environment, that's often overlooked but can make a huge difference. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then I'm going to recommend two things on the back of this. Number one, if you want a free workout plan that can, again, help you on your fitness journey, it's complete with video examples as well from my exercise library, and you can grab it for free via the link in the description of this video. Or if you're ready to go even deeper on your fitness journey and you want something more, then grab my book. It's a book I've written called Your Fat Loss Journey Starts Here, and I just basically dive into many principles similar to this one, and in which the entire book can just really set you up for success as well. And the link to purchase that, whether it's on hardback, paperback, or Kindle, is in the description of this video as well. Otherwise, take care, have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.